I mean, as you narrate what, the atmosphere is in Hiroshima, and that global incident can never be thought about, that unfortunate incident in which lakhs of people had suffered. It's a war which is happening in Ukraine, on the Ukrainian soil, which has lasted for more than a year. India at the global stage takes the commitment and message of peace and harmony, while also pointing out the interest that it has vis-a-vis the Chinese and the Pakistanis. Well, they're not direct stakeholders here, but these are global superpowers who have gotten together at the G7 platform. And for India to voice its concern becomes very, very important. As we track all the developments, those are the images on your screen. Prime Minister, as he landed in Hiroshima a few minutes ago. There's a power-packed schedule that he has, multiple bilaterals that have been lined up, including a meeting with Zelensky. As far as India's official position vis-a-vis Russia-Ukraine is concerned, India has said that each country is bound by its domestic interests, and that's what India is going to protect, and that's what it's going to look at. More importantly, we've also said that that doesn't make India look away from the humanitarian commitment it has, from the point of view of providing food, necessity, medicines and other things to people who are suffering in Ukraine. Maria continues to be with us on the broadcast. She's been tracking all the developments from Hiroshima. Maria, how would day 2 really look like tomorrow? What's the itinerary? How will the day really pan out for the Prime Minister?
Yes, when we look at the Indian diaspora, which is, here to welcome the Prime Minister, he's going to take perhaps another 5 to 10 minutes when he arrives here. And thereafter, he will be retiring for the day and beginning a very hectic day tomorrow, which is a series of bilaterals and also the outreach sessions of which India is going to be a part of. So 3 outreach sessions in which India will be voicing and amplifying the voice of the Global South, as the Prime Minister said in that interview which he has given. Prime Minister talking about the significance of Global South and how India has been the voice of the Global South. So I think, there are a number of analysts, Anusha, who are of the opinion that perhaps there is a need to expanding G7. The G7 group of countries represent 45% of the global GDP, but just 10% of the world population. And India, being the largest democracy, should be a part of that grouping, and hence there is a need to expand G7 to a probable G10 or probable D10, which includes democracy 10. So I think because India is part of all crucial groupings, including Quad, that is the reason why there is a repeated sense in which India's role in the post-COVID world is being highlighted. India is being seen as that bright spot in the economic security space, and India is being seen as a country which supported and helped a number of countries through the vaccine Maitri that we did. So I think that confidence with which the Prime Minister moves around and he interacts with global leaders has been evident, and this is very crucial because India holds the presidency of G20. So what Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be telling the G7 leaders here, and also those who have been invited, which includes Brazil and Australia, becomes quite significant. So I can see some movement now, Anusha. So we can expect the Prime Minister's arrival any moment. Let me get you some voices of those who have gathered here to get you a sense of their excitement as they welcome the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ka aap log intezar kar rahe hain?
Yes, we are waiting for him.
You're waiting for him. Excited to see the Prime Minister?
Yes, of course. Of course, we are very excited. Yeah, I'm an interpreter here. So I have been volunteering here, the G7 summit, from past 2 days. So we are excited for this day, and we are waiting for so long time. So we are very much excited to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yes, so particularly tomorrow becomes important because of the unveiling of the Gandhi bust. Yes. You have been speaking to some of your Japanese friends. उन लोग क्या बोलते हैं इसके बारे में? महात्मा गांधी को एस्टैब्लिश किया जाएगा हिरोशिमा में.
Yeah, they are also very happy. They know him. He is the idol of peace. So they are very well known of Gandhiji for peace. So yeah, they were also saying that they are also happy that our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to unveil the statue at Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park.
You have been to Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park?
Yes, I have been many times.
You have been many times?
Yes.
And आप कहाँ के हैं?
मैं भी हिरोशिमा का हूँ और मैं इधर से 30 किलोमीटर दूर साइजो में काम करता हूँ और आज कल तो इधर पीस पार्क में द मोस्ट डिस्ट्रक्टिव बॉम्ब फॉर द ह्यूमन रेस, द प्लेस वेयर इट हैज बीन फॉलन, and in that place they are going to unveil the symbol of peace from India, and which will make a lot of impact for the world leaders and also the world to concentrate towards the peace.
Yes.
So that's
आप यहाँ पे कितने देर से इंतजार कर रहे हैं? I can see you're part of the.
I am just working.
Okay, so the sloganeering and chanting of Bharat Mata Ki Jai has begun. Prime Minister expected to arrive any moment, and where he will be interacting with the Indian diaspora. We can see that scene of excitement where little babies and children are also present. Those toddlers you can see perhaps waiting to get a glimpse of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This has been almost, Anusha, having tracked the Prime Minister in Sydney several years ago to the Quad Summit last year in Japan, to multiple visits that he has taken to the European nations. There has been almost like a constant and a running theme when the Prime Minister interacts with the Indian diaspora, because these are the ambassadors, the cultural ambassadors of India abroad, and if they tend to understand, and the Prime Minister wishes to communicate to them that how he stands with them and expects their support going forward. So, that diaspora connect, or the NRI connect, as we keep talking about, becomes particularly important post-2014 era in Indian politics, where we have seen the Prime Minister who makes an effort to interact with the Indians at the maximum, be it the Sydney event that I saw in 2015, to several such events that you see regularly when the Prime Minister travels and visits, for his bilateral meetings or diplomatic events.
And it's not just